In recent years, needs for high-speed transmission has been increasing, and Sumitomo Electric assorts a wide variety of high-speed interconnect materials that meet those social needs. This presentation will explain the background of the growing needs for high-speed transmission, comparison of each interconnect material, and transmission standards. Then, we will introduce our products such as fluororesin FPC, high-speed FFC, and low-loss micro-thin coaxial cables. ADAS, cloud, IoT and 5G are main reasons of the growing needs of high-speed transmission. ADAS stands for Advanced Driver Assistance System. To enable the system work, vehicles need to detect the surrounding situation instantly by sensors such as millimeter-wave radar, LiDAR, in-vehicle camera, and at the same time need to communicate with surrounding vehicles. Internet has been used by people to communicate with others or collect information through personal devices such as smartphones and PCs, but now things themselves are becoming the subjects that communicate with other things through Internet. That is called IoT, Internet of Things. As things are becoming to be connected through Internet, data amounts on the Internet is explosively increasing. In addition to that, as the movement to store the data and software in servers of data centers is being accelerated, data transmission between data centers and personal devices is explosively increasing as well. The technology that enables transactions of large data without delay is 5G. Now 5G has started to be commercialized in the world. This table shows the comparison of features among PPE PCB that is widely used for high-frequency circuit boards and Sumitomo Electric's high-speed interconnect materials such as fluororesin FPC, Type 4 FFC, microcoaxial cables. Common advantages of Sumitomo Electric's interconnect materials over PPE PCB are flexibility and low transmission loss due to low dielectric constant. Compared to microcoaxial cables, fluororesin FPC has advantages that it can mount components and make wiring pitch narrower. Fluororesin FPC's advantages over FFC includes, in addition to above-mentioned advantages, high flexibility of circuit design and feasibility of multi-layer circuits. On the other hand, Type 4 FFC has cost advantage over those Sumitomo Electric's interconnect materials. Microcoaxial cables has superior mechanical performances, such as higher bending strength and higher torsional strength. This graph shows how to select the appropriate interconnect material according to the transmission speed and distance. For small or mobile devices, the transmission distance is mainly 10 centimeters or shorter, and wiring pitch is 0.4 millimeters or less. Therefore, FPC is mainly used. By using high-frequency FPC, it is possible to transmit more than 10 gigabits per second per channel. For information equipment such as PCs and TVs, the transmission distance is mainly 1 meter or shorter, and wiring pitch is usually 0.4 millimeters to 1 millimeter. Therefore, FFC is mainly used, but for more than 10 gigabits per second per channel transmission applications, there is a case that thin coaxial wire is used. In the case of external cabling of DC servers, transmission distance is 1 meter to 10 meters. For high-speed transmission, shielded twisted pair or twin-ax is often used. For USB cables, HDMI cables, and DisplayPort cables of consumer electronics, which are mostly 1 meter to 2 meters, thin coaxial cables is mainly used because flexibility and small diameter are required. FR4, PPE, polyimide, and LCP are widely used for the base materials of printed circuits. Although fluororesin is the best material for high-speed applications, because of its low dielectric constant and dissipation factor, it has not been used as a material of printed circuits due to its process difficulties. Now, Sumitomo Electric has succeeded in processing it for flexible printed circuits. Our fluororesin FPC achieves very smooth boundaries between copper and base material without sacrificing peel strength. It contributes to the low transmission loss performance, especially at high frequency. These graphs compare loss performances between our fluororesin FPC and other materials. As you can see, our fluororesin FPC shows superior performance. For example, the insertion loss of ours is about half of those of others at around 28 GHz, which is 5G frequency. At further higher frequency, 76 GHz to 79 GHz, which is used by millimeter wave radar, our FPC shows even better low-loss performance. We expect various high-speed and high-frequency applications. For data centers and servers, twin-ax cables is being used for high-speed jumper applications on motherboards. Being replaced by our fluororesin FPC, easier handling, and space-efficient wiring can be expected due to thinner and narrower pitch connections. Sub-assembly connections of optical modules is another expected application of our fluororesin FPC. In addition to interconnections, applications such as millimeter wave radar antennas for ADAS and MIMO antennas for 5G are expected as well because it can improve gain without enlarging antenna size. Sumitomo Electric's high-speed FFC Flex Flyer is thin and foldable and also has very low loss performance. Flex Flyer can support PCI Express Gen 4, Gen 5 SAS Gen Z in PC, server, storage and switch box. Sumitomo Electric has succeeded in developing low-loss thin coaxial cable with formed FEP insulation. Our coaxial cable is cost-effective, has reliable signal transmission, and reduces form factor restrictions. This low-loss thin coaxial cable improves insertion loss without changing the jacket diameter by using formed FEP insulation, which makes the insulation thickness thinner and the conductor thicker. This low-loss thin coaxial cable is useful for internal cabling of small devices, which have small space for cable routing. Typical applications are internal antenna cable of smartphones, internal video signal wiring for LCD displays of digital still cameras and laptop PCs, high-speed signal transmission lines of USB Type-C cable, etc. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.